Hey, Scott Jordan and Mark Warner here for Jancast number 166 for Thursday, April 4th, 2024. And we have a very special guest with us today, Matt Schenk, and we'll get back with Matt in a little bit here. But Mark, you've been traveling the world promoting International Cleaning Week, I believe, right?
I've been all over the world, well, at least a little of it. So yeah, we made a big deal about trying to promote International Cleaning Week. It's kind of the week of the year when the entire cleaning industry is under the spotlight every year. So during this past week, or during International Cleaning Week, I was invited to be a keynote speaker down in Puerto Rico. Was introduced by the House of Representatives representative as part of the keynote presentations that were done by Bright Star and Janet Clean down in Puerto Rico. And It was a big deal. They made a huge event out of it, and it made me feel like a celebrity. So I have to say thank you to all you friends in Puerto Rico. You made me feel like a king. But it wasn't about me. It was about the cleaning industry in general, and just the fact that we were getting, as an industry, so much positive attention by everybody, people that never even think about cleaning, like government officials and all kinds of stuff. It was like, hey, saluting you. Thanks for being in the cleaning industry. And, that was really cool. It was really fantastic, to be honest. And then, we at Bullen did some stuff, Scott, that kind of put our mark on it. And I'll bet you Matt did too.
Yeah. And the ISSA. Thanks to the ISSA, we were helped a lot with a lot of the materials they put out there. Yeah. So Matt, we'll jump back in with you. I have a little history with you. I looked back, and you joined the board when I was president, if I remember right. Yeah.
That is correct. I still have a picture that you took while we were on one of our board meetings and gave to us as a gift, hanging in my house.
Oh, that's right.
Day.
Yeah, I remember that.
Very well done. So
cool.
We have a long history, and Mark was also on the board.
Yeah, that's where you and I met.
Yeah,
during that time. You had a more highfalutin position than I had, though. So
I don't know about that.
I had to bow, but
I don't know
no, but I
that.
remember we had dinner together.
Yeah, we did.
Meetings, and my wife met your wife and said, they're good folks. And I said, oh, don't say that too loud.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So long history together.
Yeah. Exactly. So aside from being the current president of ISSA, you've got a little other stuff going on the side there with that Midlab company, right, Mark? Matt?
Yeah. Midlab has we've been very fortunate to grow through the last several years, and it's been an exciting run, and it's been a lot of fun developing our young people, and it's a great place to be, and I enjoy being there. So
cool.
So going on in the industry.
So you just got back from strategic planning, is that right?
Yeah, we have begun the strategic planning process, and so right now one of the things I'd say is we're saying that, hey, let's not be fast, let's be right. So we're making sure we're taking our time to do it right, and we're researching, doing a lot of research right now, making a lot of interviews, and so I feel really good about the staff is really working hard on it, and they have the support of an outside consultant and the support of the board to help guide along the way. So I'm really excited about the direction they're going. I think the goal, obviously, is to set up a plan to have the ISSA have a strategic plan through 2030. But it's really important that we focus on how do we benefit all member classes as well. So we want to have a plan that all member classes are benefited by this plan, and we continue to focus on the growth of the ISSA Association as well. So we're really excited about the future of the ISSA.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I went through that process, I think, twice, actually. And one of the more interesting things that I felt, Bullen's a relatively small company, and we don't go out and hire those consultants to come in and do strategic planning. We kind of wing it ourselves, but it was nice to have a professional kind of show you how to do it, because I brought that back to my business, and then I said, this is the way these guys did it. We paid a lot of money for these guys, right?
Yeah, I think that's benefit of being part of the association and
Yeah.
being involved in the association, what, best practices that we learn from others and we can bring back to our businesses and work with our people on. I think that that's something that the ISSA has really always done, and being like both of you were engaged and were in the ISSA and still are. And I think it's really important for people to do that. It improves their careers and their businesses.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can't reveal any like hidden info that we would only tell people that listen to Jancast that could
Well, that's
economically benefit from it, right?
Yeah, I cannot at this point, but I can tell you that as we get further down the road, we intend to, inform everybody, the membership, about it, and maybe Jancast might be a perfect platform for such a part of that information.
The
right?
exclusive announcement, first dibs, right?
As long as Jeff Cross doesn't get to him before us, right?
Yeah, Jeff might have a word in that, but I think there's opportunity for everybody, right?
Well, I like to focus on the membership thing because we've got a lot of issues with membership, I would imagine, with all the diverse, a lot of the acquisitions and everything going on. It's a real changing field here nowadays.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, but the membership is growing, right? We're over 10,500, I believe, right now, and we're in 138 countries. But the focus is on the U.S. and for sure. I can tell you a little bit what I think is driving membership, if that's what you want to hear, or do we have other questions you want to talk about?
No, hey, go for it if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, so I think one of the things I think is kind of key to ISSA is the education, training, and certificate programs, right? I think those are key. SIMS, the Cleaning Management Institute standards. I think those are all important things to drive members to the ISSA, and why be a member of the ISSA, because I think ISSA is and needs to be the leading source of information for our industry, right? And training and stuff. The other thing is the advocacy. I think this is something that's relatively new to the ISSA, but I mean, membership in the ISSA is key because who else is out there advocating for us? I mean, when you think about this charged political environment that we're in these days, and somebody's got to be up there advocating for our frontline workers, for our drivers, for our businesses and stuff. So who else is better than that? Because it's too hard for a bunch of small family-owned companies to go out there and advocate at the highest levels of government. But as a collective and as an association, then and being a member of that association, you get to put your thoughts in on what we should advocate for. And I think that's a key thing as well, right? And so I got to remind everybody, we have the fly-in coming up. We just finished up the International Cleaning Week. We got the fly-in coming up. When the dates of the fly-in is coming up in April, where we're going to go and meet with several of I think we have 2 people from Midlab going on that trip, and go in there and help meet with the lawmakers and get our thoughts in front of them as well. I think it's very key, and I think those are the things that really drive membership, I think.
Yeah. Well, Mark, you could probably comment on the certification thing because you're actively involved in that on a regular basis. Right?
Yeah, and I agree with what Matt said completely. Like when you think about what does a new member look to an association to provide for them, it's not just having a friendship network. It's more about what is really the deliverable by becoming a member. And so when it comes to being a source of the education and training and certification, that's a great deliverable for an association, for a reason for somebody to join an association. The advocacy is another very, very prime element. I mean, John Nodorf has done a wonderful job in organizing that and putting it all together. And like you said, Matt, who else, if not us, who else is going to stand up for us in front of Congress, for what we need in the world? So I love those 2 points that you talked about. I live, eat, and breathe the education, training, and certification side of it, and I've seen that grow over the years. So
you've been involved in that forever.
Yeah, and I still am.
Yeah, and you may have heard about the JLL announcement, the largest real estate management company in the world, now requiring all of its contractors to have SIM certification. So to standardize the cleaning process and the quality of the cleaning in their things. And so these are the type of reasons to be a member and to get the most that you can out of the association.
Yeah.
No doubt. I think at some point, because we're doing certifications and all that, we need to have like letter sweaters and like a football team and a baseball team, like a college would. Why
that's
not?
a good idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's start with basketball.
Well, just so you know, I don't really have a background in basketball. I tried out to be a center in high school and they laughed at me.
Yeah, Mark, you and I have the same physical attributes and height. I mean, so I think we'll have to lean more towards Scott on the height part.
Yeah,
there.
so
Okay,
we're what you would call altitudinally
challenged,
impaired.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the air is clear down.
Yeah, it puts us closer to the floor mat, so we can do floor work.
That's exactly right.
Well, one of the questions that I'm not sure how you want to answer it or deal with it, but a lot of changes with the trade show, obviously over the years, and we had the big change was obviously the pandemic that kind of threw us into what do we do now, and now it's like a whole different world, and we just exhibited at the show down in Baltimore, right, Mark? And it was very effective. So that the smaller shows versus the big show and all that. So how's the ISSA dealing with all the changes involved with the trade show and everything?
Well, I think I think there are a lot of changes, but we were up over the previous year's trade show. I think we had 13,000 attendees last year, somewhere around that, about 20% up from the previous year. I think we have a 5-year deal with the Mandalay Bay, and I really enjoyed the Mandalay Bay campus, which I think it saved me several hours a week of not traveling to the convention center and back to the convention center. And then there was good dining capabilities all around within walking distance. And so it really allowed for a lot of good networking and a lot of time between different meetings and events that you could go to, and you wouldn't spend the whole time in an Uber or in a bus. So I really thought I really liked the atmosphere of it. I thought it was really charged. I think manufacturers and distributors have to take advantage of now how do they best utilize the other classes that are coming in, like the building service contractors, the ISPs. And I think there's opportunity there for everybody, but I think it's a change and from what we've traditionally done from that standpoint. But and the other thing that we're looking at is working with Informa, who was very responsive to suggestions about changing the dates and future shows and maybe the times of the year. We're looking at all different types of things where we could potentially continue to add more value. But I think one of the big benefits of the ISSA is it does kind of promote and lubricate networking and commerce in our industry. And I think it's really important, and just the energy I felt at the show last year was incredible, and I'm very bullish on the future shows.
Oh, well, we apologize for not exhibiting in the last show, but we are set up for the coming one. So did the board approve John Barrett's driving budget for the F1 car that we're sponsoring?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think we could get into that. I think I was told that the steering mechanism of F1 car costs about as much as an Indy car, so I don't think they're letting anybody in the association within 50 feet of a car.
So John wasn't doing a tool around the track there?
No, he would have loved to, though. Yes.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you taking time to join with us, Matt. When you can share more on the strategic plan, that would be fantastic. Anything you want to send out to the Jancast audience other than what we've discussed so far?
No, I would just say that, hey, I know, Mark, and you are passionate about this industry and passionate about the ISSA due to all the service you have done in the past and you continue to do. And I'm very passionate about it as well. And I say, I would challenge people to get involved. You'll learn, you'll improve your businesses, and you'll meet lifelong friends as well. And I think, what else could you do? That's a fantastic thing. So
good.
So thank you very much for having me on. It was an honor.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Have a great year, because next year you're a has-been.
I know. Next year I'm out. Exactly.
You're an international has-been.
That's right. That's right. So
cool. Well, thanks for joining us, and have a great rest of the month. Things are warming up. The trees are probably coming out down in your neck of the woods.
They are.
It won't be long now. We'll be cutting the grass if you're not doing it already.
We are cutting the grass down here already. So, all right. Well, thank you again. Have a nice week.
Okay. It's great seeing you, Matt.
Bye-bye.